Good morning, everyone. I'm Sukrut Chandra from class 8, and today I'm going to talk about mRNA vaccines. Before I actually get into the topic, let me tell about RNAs and what mRNAs are. So, RNA, also known as the ribonucleic acid, plays a pivotal role during the protein synthesis inside a cell. So, there are three types of RNAs: mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. Today, I'll mainly talk about mRNA and how they're used to make super efficient vaccines. So, what are mRNAs? mRNAs, also known as messenger RNAs,
it's okay. Take a deep breath.
mRNAs, also known as messenger RNAs, act as a messenger between the DNA in the nucleus and the ribosomes during the protein synthesis in a cell. So during this process, the DNA is transcribed into mRNAs because it can't leave the nucleus. And the mRNA, when it reaches the ribosome, it is used to synthesize specific proteins. So the mRNAs act as a genetic template of the protein which is to be synthesized by the cells. Now, let me talk about mRNA vaccines. So we all know that normal vaccines contain like dead or weakened microbes, which when injected into our body induce our antibodies to fight against them. So these antibodies remain in our body for some more time and prevent adverse effect of the same disease in the future. mRNA vaccines also work in a similar way, but instead of dead or weakened microbes, they contain viral mRNAs which are encoded by the scientists in laboratories. These viral mRNAs are enclosed in a lipid nanoparticle. When injected into our body, the lipid nanoparticle helps the mRNAs to enter our body cells. After entering our body cells, they command our ribosomes to manufacture viral proteins. These viral proteins are similar to that of the actual virus. So, these viral proteins again induce the antibodies to fight against them. These antibodies remain in our body and prevent adverse effect of the disease in the future. So you might think, what is the difference? Just mRNA vaccines and traditional vaccines, they're same. So the difference is mRNA vaccines are super efficient. They are more easier to make and they're also faster because the only difference between vaccines for two different diseases will be just the encoding of the mRNA and nothing else. Lastly, the mRNA vaccines are much, much more safer than the traditional vaccines, which contain dead or weakened microbes. To conclude, the discovery of the mRNA vaccines has given humanity a new flexible tool in the endless fight against diseases. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sukrut. Just on time. Well done. I think you timed it most efficiently, literally at 59. Well done. Maximum use of time. Yeah. All right. So over to you, judges.
Yeah. So Sukrut, really nicely done. And I really like the way you had sort of laid it out and even put out the advantages and the trade-offs. And this very questions that are kind of coming up in my mind, you asked them and you laid it out. So I really like the sequencing that you did. But towards the end, you said it's safer. You said mRNA is safer than traditional mRNA vaccines, are safer than the traditional vaccines. What's the basis of that statement?
So basically, traditional vaccines contain dead or weakened microbes, the actual viruses. But this is just a viral protein. So it can be like less efficient in it won't make us as tired as the traditional vaccines, or it won't bring that much fever, but it still makes us immune towards the disease. So it's much a bit safer. So you don't fall that much ill after just taking the vaccine when compared to the traditional vaccines.
Okay. Thank you.
Well done, Sukrut. I think I want to commend you on being able to pick yourself back up again. Sometimes when you get a little bit of it happens to me all the time, when you're public speaking and you lose your thread of thought. The most important thing is to be able to take a breath and then go again. So great job in doing that. You didn't let it fluster you at all. I'd just like to ask, do you know of any examples that you can think of, big examples where the mRNA vaccine was used?
So the major example is the COVID-19 pandemic. So that the discovery of the mRNA vaccines was which helped us to battle against such a big pandemic.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sukur.